Welcome to this Windows channel, and this is the Tech News Update. We are Monday, October 2nd, 2017, and today in our Tech News Update, we have a new website that is appearing, and it's kind of a peer-to-peer type site, but it's not just, the regular peer-to-peer stuff is often basically, file sharing and everything. Here it's more of a peer-to-peer way of actually having online content that can't be censored in any way or even removed somehow. And this is a 19-year-old guy that actually decided to do this. And basically, you could use this site to pretty much talk about or promote whatever you want, which has some people and some companies a little scared, as the 19-year-old kid that did this, well, he's an adult basically, says that, well, you wanted to have and create a spot on the internet where free speech could be there without no one censoring anything. So kind of interesting here to see how this is going to go. Well, Google News is going to have kind of a different outlook in different articles. Many news websites have complained that the way Google handles news was not the right way. So what happened actually is that a lot of news websites actually are online paid content. So they have a paywall that you have to go through to read articles. Now, Google had asked all of them to provide at least one article free that you can show in the Google News, so that it would spark interest maybe in their newspaper and have people go and visit and subscribe. But the news companies say, nope, doesn't work. Actually, it's worse, because a lot of people are just going on Google to try to find all these articles for free instead of basically paying for it. So Google has relaxed its rules now, which means a lot of content with paywalls will not have any of its content show up in Google searches. A study points to the fact that people that play at least 15 hours a week of video games have brains that can analyze situations at a quicker pace than the average population that doesn't play video games. Also, game players have a better outlook on probabilities when making choices that others don't have when they don't play video games. And it seems that playing video games for at least 15 hours a week really enhances your brain's capabilities and speed of thought. Kind of interesting here. And, I think it's normal. A lot of the games are fast, action-paced, so you got to take decisions really quickly. And I would guess by playing, well, your brain actually gets better. Well, we now have a judge that says, nope, the FBI doesn't have to tell everybody what and how it was done to actually hack into an iPhone. The case goes way back from the San Bernardino case in California, where, of course, there was they asked Apple, and they were trying to force Apple into opening up a iPhone that had some data they wanted to see. Apple resisted, said no. Then finally they said, well, forget about it. We found someone who's going to do it for us. But now, of course, some people went to court, said, well, we want to know how it was done. It's important for everybody, security, to know. Well, the judge says, nope. In its decision, he says that for national security reasons, the FBI doesn't have to say how it was done. The Electronics Frontier Foundation is going a little bit against patents. They say that there are way too many idiot patents there, and that the patent system itself is kind of broken, because too many people, too many companies are actually creating patents on things that shouldn't have patents, basically. And so it's slowing down the speed of innovation for artificial intelligence and machine learning. And they were giving an example of patents that are sometimes used with just names. And they say, well, you can't patent just the name of something that is often used in a regular vocabulary. And they were saying that how, this really creates a lot of hassle and a lot of problems with, of course, legal issues. So, patents are, of course, important for any intellectual property, but it is true that maybe there's way too many patents that are there for nothing. Well, Mark Zuckerberg says he's sorry that Facebook didn't actually do what it should have done and let pretty much a lot of people down with all sorts of issues, including its ads and the way that it handles trolling and everything. So he says that now Facebook must do a better job at filtering content, choosing ads properly, so not to, of course, interfere and make the world a better place. The FCC wants phone makers to turn the FM chips in their devices on. Now, some phones have an FM chip, and often many companies just don't turn it on, or they turn it on only when they want to. So the FCC says, well, these FM chips are important because if there's a disaster, well, they can listen to the FM radio through it. As they were pointing out Puerto Rico, where about 90% of all cell phone communications was interrupted because of a hurricane. Now, the FCC told Apple, hey, turn on those FM chips. And Apple, well, kind of replied, well, there's no FM chips in our iPhones, so we can't do things that doesn't exist. So, interesting story here. And in a interesting news, experts say that bad guys are now using technologies that are so advanced to steal your credit card info that it is almost impossible to simply look at, a terminal and know that it's hacked or not. Before you could, for example, if you go to a garage, you could look at the pump and see if, the card reader had been tampered with somehow. But now they say that it's almost impossible to know, and even worse, some terminals are even hacked remotely now. So kind of a very interesting issue here with credit card fraud. And one of the apps, by the way, that you can actually use is Skimmer Scanner, and it's available only for Android, unfortunately. It uses the Bluetooth technology of your phone and can detect some of these advanced hacking terminals because a lot of them use Bluetooth to actually send information to the bad guys. So this was the Tech News Update for Monday, October 2nd, 2017. You enjoy our videos? Why not subscribe? Give us thumbs up, and thank you so much for following us on this channel.